Welcome to yet another episode of Disruption Talks, where we invite top experts to discuss digital acceleration, winning strategies, innovation, and scaling products. Today, I have a pleasure of hosting one of the top retail brands. As an innovation director of Carrefour, Nicolas Safis knows firsthand how to drive digital transformation in a large enterprise. Nicolas is currently a group innovation director at Carrefour. We will dive deeper into this strategic area of the company. We'll also touch upon challenges retailers face today and how they need to rethink their approach of the future of the stores and digital acceleration. Nicolas, great to have you.
Hey, thanks for the invitation. Very happy, very glad to have the voice today.
Awesome. Nicolas, Group Innovation Director, tell us more about yourself. What does it mean for the company? And yeah, tell us about your background.
Yeah, my background, I'm an ex-consultant. No one is perfect, right? Then I've joined Carrefour 2 years ago. First of all, in the CTO, a kind of right hand of the global CTO, CTDO, Chief Technology and Data Officer, working on very strategic and impactful project, and for a little bit more than 1 year, leading the effort of for innovation for the group and innovation at Carrefour. At least the innovation team is more about digital innovation of services. So we're not working of a project like the future of T-shirt or whatever. It's more quick commerce, metaverse, and frictionless store, and all that kind of innovation that have the potential to change the face of the company.
Great. So yeah, I think we should start with the brick and mortar stores because I'm pretty sure that most of the consumers and our listeners are familiar with the Carrefour brand as a brick and mortar store. So, what kind of future you see for the Carrefour in this space?
Actually, at Carrefour, we do not think that brick and mortar and e-commerce, because we're talking about two key channels, are opposites. We think that currently more or less 95% of the business comes from the brick and mortar, and the stores. And we think that the answer or a piece of the answer is omnichannel. And when you think about omnichannel, it's neither pure e-commerce, neither pure brick and mortar. It's strongly linked, and with the data, we understood that the more loyal and the more profitable and the more certified customer are using different touch points, sometimes brick and mortar, sometimes e-commerce. So it's a key pillar of the strategy of being a digital retail company.
Sure. And how do you band those together? People are talking a lot about omnichannel, but how do you imagine that being actually part of the customer experience on the daily basis? What does it mean for the consumer to be part of this omnichannel strategy?
Omnichannel means most of people of Carrefour do not use only one channel. So so basically, sometimes they go to the hypermarket making big baskets, for the big shopping, and then they able to use quick commerce with Caju or now Flink or Carrefour Sprint, and sometimes when they are in holidays they do e-commerce. So actually, we have many channel, many touch points. Objective is offering as touch point as possible, and people can choose the right touch point, either physical or digital, according the needs. And we, for instance, no one is doing all the shopping with quick commerce. It's just an additional touch point to reply to a need and to satisfy a need in a specific and dedicated moment.
Yeah, definitely. But with but one of the innovations that we see in the brick and mortar space is this autonomous checkout idea. do you feel this is the future, or this is the part of the future? How is it blending in? Are we going in the direction that all the stores look like that, or this is some part of the business only?
The point. So at Carrefour, we do not say autonomous store; we say connected store. But
Right.
let's put the routing aside. The point is that currently, if we are very honest, the technology, either in terms of accuracy and costs, that does not allow to become scalable for hypermarkets. So autonomous store will be probably only for convenience or supermarkets. But if we have to say a figure, is under 1,000 square meters stores.
Okay.
And so it can automate or connect only a part of the footprint of stores. So for me, it's a piece of the solution, but it cannot replace every single store we have in France or in every country, because basically people are still going, shop in hypermarket, and we're not able, or technology is not able to retrofit or connect hypermarket right now.
But in the 10 years horizon, do you think the technology will catch up, or people will still be using those more kind of traditional hypermarkets that they are familiar with right now?
Maybe 10 years, maybe 15, maybe in two. To be honest, I don't know. But the technology is progressing, with a huge steps every single day. And when we compare the frictionless technology, so computer vision, sensor shelf now versus 2 years ago, we made huge progress. But, for instance, when we have only computer vision, so no other sensors, we're reaching 60% of accuracy. 60% of accuracy, it's a good number, but not enough to put it in the hand of the customers, right?
And 60% of accuracy means that with the other 40%, you have to check out yourself manually, or
exactly.
just steal the product.
You have two options. So 60% means 60% of baskets are 100% right. And for the 40%, you have two options basically. Either you add another sensor to increase significantly the accuracy of the overall solution, and it can be sensor fusion, what we call sensor fusion, but basically it's a weight sensors on shelves. This is what we have done in a Flash 1010. Or you can check manually. Checking manually, it can be someone based, somewhere in the world, just checking the video and sending the receipt a few hours after, or it can be someone at the checkout line just checking the basket. But basically, you have a human in the loop.
And to be able to do this checkout, you also need to have understanding of the identity of your customer, right? What's your approach to
Are
that?
you mentioning the Flash 1010 we've opened in Paris, right?
Yeah.
Basically, just if I can step back, just to explain a little bit how we came up with that kind of innovation. We have asked to our customer what would be the ideal journey in a store, and they said three things. The first one is, I do not want to download any app or to enroll or whatever, because and I don't want any gate at the entry, because I'm doing it freely in the store for almost 60 years, and I want to keep it user friendly and openness of the store. Second point is, I don't want to have my personal data tracked, stored, or whatever, and I want to be anonymous in the store, like I've been for all my life in a store with only my credit card. And the third point was when I pay at the end of the journey, I want to know exactly what I'm going to pay before leaving the store. Because I do not trust big corporates, big companies, and if I take one pack of beers. I do not want to have any mistake and to be noticed of the mistake 15 minutes after when I'm home, looking or watching at the football match.
Yeah, sure.
And so we have designed all the journey, keeping the 3 dimension with the as a north star of the innovation. So to reply to your question, we do not track any personal data. When you go and you enter in a store, you have cameras on the ceiling, 60 cameras for a 50 square meter store. Just, seeing that someone entered the store, immediately convert the customer in a anonymous avatar. So basically just, straight lines with a round, so like a child, drawing
Stick figures.
someone.
Yeah.
Exactly. And so we do not know if this is a woman, a man, if this is a loyal customer, if it's the age or whatever. We only know someone is in a store, and we only track the avatar or the stick point in the store.
And then how do you proceed with transaction?
And basically, so we track the kind of avatar, and when the customer pick a product on the shelf, you have sensor shelf, sensor weight on each shelf, and the signal of that is mixed with the signal of the cameras. We have an AI algorithm, building the basket in real time. So we know at any time what is the basket of each person within the store. Then when you want to check out, you go at the what we call a kind of tablet or checkout area. You put it in front of a tablet. Basically, it's only a Samsung tablet, but it can be whatever hardware. It's only a tablet. The basket displays in real time, so okay, I've taken chicken and salt, and you pay contactless with a credit card and leave the store. And basically, the tag of the store is flash 1010 for 10 seconds to shop, 10 seconds to pay.
Nice. Do you see a future of that I will actually want to have some kind of profile in Carrefour, so I can not even do that at the end, so I don't have to pull out my credit card to pay at the end, or just walk out from the store and be built after that?
Actually, this is an interesting use case, and we've been studying it as well, to be honest. But once again, customer, when we ask them what do they want, they said, I want to know what I'm paying before paying it. So being billed 5 minutes after leaving the store is not something that we were gonna launch right now. But we're still studying it, and maybe in other country of the group, because we've launched it in Paris and France. Maybe in other country of the group, it would make sense to launch such a store. Yeah,
Definitely. We are in this interesting times after pandemic, or some people may say that we are still in pandemic. But I think 2020 had a huge impact of how we of our relationship to groceries and how we feel about being able to go to the store at the time that we choose, or being safe in the store. How did Carrefour approach that?
basically, the COVID period, has been. I'm very. It's not the right expression, but opportunity for Carrefour, because of the growth and the exponential growth of e-commerce. So we're very happy, very satisfied, very proud to have been there for our customer, because we've grown with the customer, with the use of the customer and the e-commerce, and I mean, in e-commerce we're doing now more or less 4 billion of GMV in e-commerce. But now that COVID is more or less behind us, more or less, we've seen that there are kind of characteristic of need of the customer, because now people and the customer wants to very quick delivery at the right price with the right offer, so a wide range, and being sustainable or local or eco-friendly. And this is a true challenge to get that 5 characteristics mixed at the same time. So we've launched quick commerce, for instance, with Caju, and the quick commerce is here to reply to the need of quick and the high speed delivery. And we have a hypermarket for the offer and the width and the depth of the offer, and we have an organic product and all that kind of stuff. So we're trying to reply to all the needs of the customer, basically.
I must admit that this quick commerce revolution is quite a surprise for me, but at the same time, as I'm quite a user. In Poland, we have this app called Lisek, and I think it's my main source of calories right now because it's so convenient, and it's quite remarkable that you can get your groceries faster than the way that you actually go to the store and come back, right? But I don't know if that's sustainable in the business sense of it, and if we really want to live in the cities that is full of dark stores. So what's your take on those rapid grocery delivery apps?
I think the question is not the network of dark store, the multiplication of dark store in cities, because if we have dark store in cities, because we have a customer demand on the other side, and as long as the customer wants being delivered in 15 minutes or 10 or 5, but in very short time, we at Carrefour will propose and offer that kind of service. What we notice is that, of course, and I guess it's the same for you, quick commerce, it's a kind of very punctual and ad hoc shopping, right?
Yeah.
And so it's basically when someone needs beer or someone needs eggs for the cooking or whatever. So it's a very small basket for a very specific demand and very specific use case, probably more in very urban area. And so it's just a kind of a piece of the answer for a customer.
But do you feel that we are moving into this direction that majority of people will kind of fill out their needs through quick commerce, or this is much more complex?
For me, it's much more complex, because you have like the 25-year-old people, willing to buy beer for the game at the television, but you have, and this is my case, for instance, I love shopping in a Carrefour, a convenience Carrefour just near my home, and feeling the proximity with the associate in the ground, and seeing the product and touching the product. So basically, it's omnichannel, right? So sometimes you need to feel the product, to touch it, and to buy that fruit and vegetables. But for paper toilets or whatever, or beer, I do not need to touch the product. So this is typically the kind of product that I can order online, either in quick commerce or on Carrefour.fr.
Where do you feel that those new players that are definitely leading the way in this quick commerce revolution are here to stay, or they are subject for inevitable acquisition of some big retailers as Carrefour?
To be honest, I don't know. The point is, if we step back 1 year ago, they were like 10 or 15 actors, at least in France. I don't know in Poland, but you had more than 10 actors, and now 1 year after, you have only 3 or 4, because
Yeah.
some the smallest one has been acquired by the biggest one, etc. So you have a consolidation of the market for sure. Are we at the end of the consolidation, or is it just the first step? To be honest, I don't know.
I've heard that some cities are actually banning the dark store concept. I think Amsterdam got rid of those dark store apps. Do you like talking about sustainability? I think it's a part of it, right? Like right now, if you go to I don't know, one of the busy streets of every major city, you have this vibrant economy of smaller retailers, bigger retailers blending in together, and basically the city is alive. And with those dark stores, yeah, even the name is quite quite dark. How do you feel this will play out? Like, do you feel dark store is like this short-term solution to the bigger problem that we're facing?
To be honest, I don't know, and I do not want to comment any political decision from Amsterdam or for any city. So
Sure.
yeah.
Sure. I've seen that you're partnering with Uber on this quick commerce concept. How do you feel that this play out? How is Uber important in this relationship?
So I don't know if you follow the news, but yesterday we've announced an exclusive partnership with Flink as well, the German
Nice.
quick commerce actors. So we have Uber, right, and Flink today. And before we had the Cajou that has been acquired by Flink. This is just to step back a few. Uber and Flink, both of them, are very important partnership, because they have a capability and expertise in the supply chain in picking the product in dark store, even if dark store are dark, as you mentioned, but picking the products, putting the right person at the exit of the dark store, and just leaving and delivering in less than 50 minutes. This is a capability that we do not have right now at Carrefour. And the direction, the guidelines when we innovate at Carrefour is very clear. We want to be on every innovation, and we do not want to miss anything in terms of innovation. And we are very comfortable to partnering with the best expert in the field, rather than building during a few years any kind of product or capabilities. So when we have decided to launch in quick commerce, we could have decided to do it by our own, or we could have decided to partner with the quick commerce actors like Cajou and Uber. This is what we've done.
Awesome. Switching gears a little bit. So Amazon is quickly becoming one of the biggest advertising company, and they are selling a lot of ads. I think that last year they've been able to generate $30 billion from ads alone. So it's everyone knows that AWS is such a huge part of the Amazon business, but ads are even bigger right now, I think, and bigger profit contributor at the same time. So how do you feel about ads in Carrefour strategy?
More than ads, we should talk about data, basically, because you cannot do any ads or whatever without data. And at Carrefour, we have and we're still working on data since day one. I mean, and now we have the biggest data lake in Europe. 8 billion transactions in the data lake. 8 billion transactions.
Nice.
And we working on that data, being compliant with RGPD, GDPR, of course, but we're working on the data, and we packaging and offering some insights through Carrefour Links, which is a brand new BU to our CPG. CPG being Danone, Procter & Gamble, Nestle, etc. And the value proposition of Carrefour Links which is the insight and the data valorization for Carrefour monetization, is we offer the key to our CPGs to better serve the customer, because they can propose personalized offer, being relevant at the right touch point. It can be on the social network, it can be on the Carrefour.fr website or whatever, and at the right moment. So being more relevant, more personalized, and at the same time, optimizing the marketing spend.
So the way it works is that you are sharing anonymized data with brands, so they can use that to
get some
fuel their
insights,
campaigns.
and then we offer them to activate through the Carrefour ecosystem or outside the Carrefour ecosystem. And I don't know, but for instance, if we have a customer, John is buying, he's on buying ice cream or watching ice cream on Carrefour.fr website. We know that John can be interested in ice cream, and so I don't want to name any company, but the ice cream company can target him on Facebook a few hours, a few days later, through the Carrefour ecosystem. So basically, in that case, or on John, click on the ad, is redirected on the Carrefour.fr website, and then as John is a loyal customer, if he go within the store, so think Omnichannel, if you go in a store, physical store, and buy ice cream with a loyalty card, we know, because this is first-party data, we know that John has been exposed to ice cream ads a few days ago on Facebook or on Carrefour.fr, and we're able to close the loop. And this is very important for the CPG, saying, okay, you spend X euros to display the ad, but this is the ROI of your campaign. Does it make sense? Please correct me if I'm not clear.
No, I think it makes perfect sense. You mentioned loyalty cards. I think we have a question from one of the listeners about exactly that. So to read the question, FMCG companies operate in highly competitive markets with low level of loyalty. How do you ensure Carrefour brand remains a market leader and continues to drive loyalty from its customers? Is there a ceiling to this type of customers' loyalty?
Actually, there is only one answer. How do we ensure that Carrefour brand remains a market leader and continue to drive loyalty? It's better serve the customer. I'm sorry to disappoint maybe the answer, but it's very clear. It's just satisfy the customer, serve the customer better every single day. And
so there's no tech hack to do that, like, give them Bitcoin or something?
There is kind of tech projects, maybe Bitcoin or cryptocurrency, but the North Star of Carrefour and of every associate at Carrefour is better serve the customer. This is the only question we ask when we say, should we launch such an initiative? Should we launch cryptocurrency or Bitcoin payments? Maybe, if there is any customer needs. Currently, we studying the project, but this is the only prism of any initiative. If you want to keep customer as Carrefour customer, we only need to serve them better with price, availability, and a complete rate of their order when they order online, personalized experience, and all that kind of thing.
Yeah, definitely. Coming back to the advertising part and the data part that you talked a little bit about before, how big is this opportunity for you? Is this like $30 billion opportunity? How do you?
Yeah, this is exactly the figure. The market is estimated to $30 billion.
All
Or
right.
euros. I'm not remember, but the big.
Mm-hmm.
And we're trying to address a part of the market, because 30 billion is worldwide, and Carrefour is international, but we're not present in 200 countries, of course. So we're trying, and we address a part of that market.
Nice. Okay, so about Metaverse, I think we have to talk a little bit about those new concepts that we hear from California, that they are the next big thing. I've seen one of the videos. I don't know if that was from Facebook or some independent developer that was working on the Facebook Metaverse concept. But basically, the way they've been presenting this kind of rudimentary way of being able to go to the 3D virtual supermarket and being able to pick up stuff from the shelves. And it reminded me a little bit those very early days with a mobile phone, when I don't know, when Notes app has to looks like a notebook, or the voice recorder was having this kind of funny tape of a classic recorder. What do you feel about concepts like that? Like, is Metaverse important in your strategy? Is it a gimmick or something concrete?
Metaverse is an innovation, and innovation is important for the strategy of Carrefour. As I mentioned, we want to be on every single innovation in the retail space, of course. So we want to be in every single innovation, and so we are in the Metaverse. We've been one of the first, and we have been the first big companies in France, even in Europe, if I do not say any mistake, acquiring a land on the Sandbox, which is one of the biggest and well-known metaverse currently. We have proceeded and dropped the first ever NFT collection
Nice.
10 days ago, with the objective of a non-profit and giving back the money to the foundation, an NGO. But when you mentioned the video, I think you mentioned the video about Walmart, when you with the VR you can add. At Carrefour, we do not want to replicate a supermarket or physical world within the metaverse, because the question is more being present in that field and being present to understand the codes, the potential, and replicate the traditional vision of a retailer, even a digital retailer, might lead us to miss any part of the trend.
Mm-hmm.
So we won't replicate a physical store in the metaverse, but our core business is distribute and making commerce and selling things, and maybe rather than selling, I would say, physical products or traditional products like beer and bananas and vegetables, we can imagine selling NFT, for instance.
All right.
But once again, the metaverse is brand new for everyone, and for Carrefour as well. So we in a moment of innovation, of testing and learning every code of that space.
So selling digital products rather than physical product, that would be the.
This is what we've basically. This is what we've done with the first NFT collection a few days ago. We've designed, we've mint or created and developed the NFT and sold them. Sold out in 24 hours. We've been
Nice.
we had the 200 NFT or items, but and sold out in 24 hours. And in that case, it's only selling digital product, right?
But the future would be like, rather than creating those products yourself, you'd be more kind of like open sea kind of platform for other people to sell their stuff, right?
It might be, and you can imagine, because we have a strong relationship with the CPGs you know, being a kind of a gate or a commercial sales point for CPG willing to sell NFT, for instance. We can imagine that.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Okay, so let's switch to the general industry. We all know that Gen Z is here, and they are joining our workforce. How they are different as a consumer from what we've seen so far from millennials and X's and boomers. How they're different?
Um, Basically, Gen Z need to buy food as well, so they are customer of Carrefour. But we see that the younger people or customer are, the more sensitive they are in terms of sustainability. Sustainability can be buying local, limiting the carbon footprint, limiting the meat consumption, and preferring vegetables. So it's sustainable with a capital S. This is the key difference we see, and it means that we at Carrefour have the obligation to offer that kind of product. We at Carrefour have the obligation to work on the carbon footprint, and we are committed, Elodie Pertuiseau committed to the Chief Digital and E-commerce and Data and Tech Officer of Carrefour, committed to being carbon neutral by 2030 when it comes to e-commerce and digital. And so we working and trying to make huge progress on that space.
Well, you mentioned that they're buying food. Like, are they buying food only on quick commerce or online, or they're still using the traditional stores as well?
And they're going to the traditional store as well, to be honest. And when you have a look on the carbon footprint, if you purely rational, you have a lower impact going in the convenience store near your home, rather than being delivered in a scooter, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. Maybe if the scooter is electric, I don't know.
Maybe.
That might be a difference. Yeah. Okay, so we've talked a little bit about sustainability. Anything you want to add on that? It's like circular economy is Carrefour part of the way of, I don't know, people want to.
And maybe the thing, and because there is a huge effort that we're doing right now on price, because I think it's same in Poland, but in France, inflation and it's quite important. So people are more and more sensitive and driven by the price. So the challenge is being sustainable and the price leader at the same time. And it's especially true for young customer, Gen Z or millennials, because they are students or they have low income, and we need to be there for them.
Yeah, the last print of inflation here in Poland was around 12%, I think. So
yeah,
it's
I think it's
huge.
a little bit lower in France, but it's a significant number as well. Yeah.
Does it influence how people are shopping, or they still have to buy foods?
It's too soon to have any insight and to draw any lesson right now. But I think it will.
Do you see that coming down, or it's continuing like that?
I'm not an economist, so I will prevent myself of being any analysis.
Of course. I wanted to ask about the circular economy. I think one of the interesting trends that we're seeing right now is that people are exchanging their clothes online, and it's quite a big thing. Do you want to be somewhere in the middle of that? Do you want to be a part of this trend as well in circular economy?
We want, because for me, circular economy is sustainability with a big S, capital S. And so we want to be there, and we will innovate as well on that kind of space, of course. We have a partner. Please, sorry, go ahead.
Okay, so one of the questions we have from the chat is about what's exciting about retail. To read the question exactly, is there any retail innovation future trend that you're particularly excited about?
To be honest, it's the Web3. Web3 meaning Metaverse, NFT, and cryptocurrency, but more about Metaverse and NFT. And very excited because I don't know if you're familiar with the Gartner hype curve, but it means that any innovation going through a kind of three phases. The first one being at the top of the hype curve, is the moment where everyone is just talking about the innovation, and it's basically the moment where Metaverse is right now. Then you have a kind of disillusion phase, if I can call disillusion phase, and you understand that you will have high technical or kind of buyer that will be there for a mass market adoption. And for NFT and Metaverse, we can imagine that the problem will be to have a wallet, because having a wallet, it is not mainstream right now. And then you have the kind of early adoption or mature phase, and it means then finally only a few use cases will remain. So if I'm just following with the Metaverse, we trying many use cases right now, but the true question is what are or what will be the few use cases that will remain in a few months or a few years. And we're really excited to think about it, trying, delivering some use cases, and just saying, okay, among the 10 use cases we're doing right now, maybe only 2 will stay and will have the potential to change the way customers shop.
Yeah, my take is that we are still kind of very early on, and we haven't discovered those concrete use cases right now, right? Like NFTs are, I guess, the closest ones, but
NFT for luxury brands are quite, mainstream, and it's the perfect use case is quite clear because it's a collectible. Okay,
collectible.
Nice.
Yeah.
For retailer, we do not sell a 2,000 euros product at Carrefour. I mean, we are a retailer, a mass market retailer. So the objective is that, okay, what are the NFTs that will change either the loyalty program or the link between, or the relation between CPG and Carrefour, or the relation between CPG and the customer, or the relation between customer and Carrefour? What will be the perfect use case or the right use case in terms of NFT? Good question. I do not have the perfect answer right now, and I think no one has, but a good question.
I've heard about use cases like that you can become kind of part of this closed membership club by buying NFT, and with the NFT alongside with the artwork, you get this I don't know, possibility to use it as being part of some networking events or some clubs. I don't know. Maybe those directions are the.
It is. I mean, one of the potential direction. It can be, you buy a physical product online and you will have an NFT, and the NFT will give you early access of whatever project. I mean, in video game or whatever. It can be around spirits and wine, and there are few use cases, maybe in Poland or in Romania, I'm not sure. Making the kind of NFT twin of the physical project. There are many and plenty of opportunities.
Yeah, super interesting. Okay, so the magic wand question. So imagine that you have a magic wand, and if you can cast and spell that allow you to provide education on specific topic to all 12-year-olds, what would it be? What do you want them to learn?
I mean, very good question. I mean, it would be sustainability, I think.
Mhm.
Sustainability, because I think that everyone now know that we do not have any planet B, and everyone is who should be committed in working on sustainability and asking, like we've been doing at Carrefour for many years, but asking what is the sustainability and ecological and impact of my action with the S at the end. So it can be initiative, it can be whatever, but yeah, I definitively about sustainability. But there are plenty of other important topic, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're spot on that. So, thanks, Nicolas. I think it was a very educational and instructional discussion, and yeah, it was a pleasure to have you.
Thanks a lot for the invitation once again.
Thank you.